Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's been almost 2 weeks since I checked in with you. I apologize for the lengthy delay. Been an exciting 2 weeks though, actually. So I'm actually sitting at the park right now, fresh shirt on, because I just finished up an 80-minute run. Actually did a Lift 45 class at Orange Theory this morning beforehand, so it's been a great workout day here on a Thursday. I'm glad temperatures are starting to drop a little bit as well. I am all for some fall weather. I don't know about you, everybody else out there. So let's kind of work backwards. The last time we chatted here, I was telling you that I was getting ready to head into Richmond, Virginia for a weekend, little getaway long weekend to visit some family. So right after I filmed that episode, I kind of had been chatting with some people in a group in Facebook and discovered there happened to be a half marathon taking place there, the Ashland half there in the Richmond area. That Saturday morning I was gonna be there. So I signed up for it that Wednesday evening right beforehand. So it was something I wasn't expecting, but just did it because it fit right into my training plan. Anyway, I was supposed to run 14 miles. You know, what's 13.1 on some country roads, a little bit of hills, so it was good. I actually loved that race. It was a lot of fun. It was a part of the Virginia area that I really, even growing up there, didn't spend a lot of time in. So really old town there, right there in downtown Ashland, we took off in for the race. And then after that, really out into farmland, a lot of cornfields, and it was just kind of quiet. And I mean, there were a lot of runners out there, but it was just also quiet and a lot of thinking time at the same time. So I really enjoyed it. Well, it was a little toasty though, not a lot of shade though on that course. So it got kind of warm as the morning got going there, a little humid as well. And then the next morning, did something really cool. So there's a trail called the Capitol Trail that runs from Richmond, Virginia to Williamsburg. And it's a newer trail. And it's, you know, for runners and for bikers, it's, I believe, total about 54 miles long. So what I did was early that Sunday morning when I was reaching, I had my father drop me off at a place called Shirley Plantation. So it was about halfway point on that trail. And what I did was I ran 21 miles from that point along the James River all the way back into Richmond. It was pretty, I'll tell you what, it was really quiet the first probably 8 to 10 miles. I was really the only person out that early in the morning. And then I started to see some other runners, a couple bikers. And as I got closer to the city of Richmond, it obviously started to get a little thicker with the traffic on the trail itself, but it was also started to get a little hotter too. The last probably 6 or 7 miles was not a lot of shade. It started to get some hills at that point as well. Beforehand, it was pretty flat. So those hills and that heat started to kick in, so it really started kicking my butt. But it was a good run, just something a little different to mix things up while I was out in Richmond. So it was, you know, worked out my training plans. I made my getaway weekend also work for me as well as running, so worked in every direction. I loved it. So I got back into town, you know, some speed workouts the last 2 Tuesday nights since the last time we talked, as well as just trying to get my long runs in longer runs in during the week. You know, some Wednesdays are typically 50 to 60 minutes long. Today, the last 2 Thursdays been 80-minute runs. Today I was really focusing more on my 80-minute run of doing more of that 15-minute run, 1-minute walk, thinking of more of that pattern I might use for my 50-miler as well. So trying to kind of condition my body for some of that at the same time. This past weekend, I was scheduled to run 16 miles on Saturday morning, and then we had a 3.5 hour run scheduled for Sunday morning. After last week with work and everything, traveling and everything else, my body was just, I got up Saturday morning, had my stuff, I actually got dressed to go for my run to go meet the group, and I just couldn't get out the front door. My body was just telling me otherwise. So I took a rest day. Which is not a bad thing sometimes. And knowing that Monday was gonna be Labor Day, and I had the day to get some stuff done too. So I just kind of reversed the order. I went and ran with the Distance Project group on Sunday morning. We ended up getting a little over 16 miles that morning as well. And then I went out for my 16-mile run that I was supposed to run on Saturday. I did that on Monday morning there on Labor Day. So back-to-back days. Didn't have as much rest in between then and when doing my speed workout on Tuesday afternoon. So my body was feeling it a little more this Tuesday, but you know, that's the way things go. Overall, the last 2 weeks, you know, really kind of locked into the training. I am becoming more and more locked into that longer run. It's interesting when I have to pick up the pace and go for that shorter run. Now my body's starting to reject that versus rejecting the longer run, which I'm maybe flipping that switch a little bit. We'll see how things go, but I'm really getting excited. We're getting closer and closer to November 12th for that 50 miler at Tunnel Hill, and so I think at this point, mentally, I feel like I'm getting myself better and better shape for that, as well as my body's really getting there too. So we'll see how the next few weeks go here as we really ramp up the training, get to kind of the peak of the training program, and see how I feel. But overall, that's how things are going. Thought I'd check in since I haven't not checked in a while. And if you have anything out there, any suggestions, comments, any thing I need to think about now as I'm getting closer and closer to my 50 miler, for those of you who've done them before, drop them in the comments here of the channel. I'd love to hear them as well. We'll check in. I'm gonna try to check in again next week, a little bit, be more prudent about doing that for you guys as well. So after this weekend, and then maybe let you know how things are going. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, and hopefully you're getting some fall temperatures as well. Good to see you. Thanks for watching.